Hello, and welcome to this Silver Linings moment with me, Wendy McVicker, Athens Poet Laureate. So I'm speaking to you from the heart of February, where we are enduring a snow and ice storm, and for but we've been reading love poems, hearing and reading love poems this month, and I certainly want to continue that theme for our final Monday in February. And since we heard a poem from a contemporary author this last week, I would like to offer you now a poem from the much more distant past. This is a very famous seduction poem from Andrew Marvell, who lived in the 17th century. And this is a poem that should be familiar to people, certainly people of my age, because we all read it in high school. And you will note the places where people giggled in class. But it remains a delightful love poem. And there's one thing about it that made me hesitate, and this is a reference in the poem to the conversion of the Jews. And this made me a little nervous. But I realized that at one time, referring to the conversion of the Jews was a way of saying some far off time. This was something that would happen in the far, far distant future. Perhaps it was even unlikely. So I will give Andrew Marvell a pass for living in the 17th century and using a phrase like that, because the rest of this is so delightful. So get ready. This is called To His Coy Mistress. Had we but world enough and time, this coyness, lady, were no crime. We would sit down and think which way to walk and pass our long love's day. Thou by the Indian Ganges side shouldst rubies find. I by the tide of Humber would complain. I would love you 10 years before the flood, and you should, if you please, refuse till the conversion of the Jews. My vegetable love should grow vaster than empires and more slow, and 100 years should go to praise thine eyes and on thy forehead gaze. 200 to adore each breast, but 30,000 to the rest, an age at least to every part, and the last age should show your heart. For, lady, you deserve this state, nor would I love at lower rate. But at my back I always hear time's winged chariot hurrying near, and yonder all before us lie deserts of vast eternity. Thy beauty shall no more be found, nor in thy marble vault shall sound my echoing song. Then worms shall try that long preserved virginity, and your quaint honor turn to dust, and into ashes all my lust. The grave's a fine and private place, but none, I think, do there embrace. Now, therefore, while the youthful hue sits on thy skin like morning dew, and while thy willing soul transpires at every pore with instant fires, now let us sport us while we may, and now, like amorous birds of prey, rather at once our time devour than languish in his slow chapped power. Let us roll all our strength and all our sweetness up into one ball, and tear our pleasures with rough strife through the iron gates of life. Thus, though we cannot make our sun stand still, yet we will make him run. I hope you have enjoyed this. Andrew Marvell, To His Coy Mistress. I would encourage you to look it up and read it out loud to yourself, to another, and because the pleasures multiply with every reading. So, have a good week. I hope you find love in your week, and I think we are all looking forward to March and moving another step closer to spring. So in the meantime, love one another. Stay well. Thank you. This has been Wendy McVicker, Athens Poet Laureate, with your Silver Linings Moment.